Okay, so things happened again during the time when Nosiviwe Maphisa Nqakula appeared in court. Now, some of the things that happened when she appeared in court, the first thing was that the media launched an application to broadcast that, and the Pretoria Magistrate Court has granted the media an application to record, broadcast, and take pictures during the hearing of the Nosiviwe Maphisa Nqakula. Right. Funny enough, people that attended that was the former speaker as well, Ubaleka Mbete. Right. Nosiviwe Maphisa Nqakula's legal team, then they went through an affidavit. In the affidavit, they were, you know almost how it goes in court. They will tell the court that, you know what, I'm not gonna run away, blah 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 blah. I've got the house that worth millions. I'm gonna insert a video here, lest you think I'm joking. Where they had a look. The lawyer was arguing that she's got a house that worth 7 million. She's got 2 children, 4 grandchildren. You know, that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to make sure that you convince the court that you're not gonna run away. She's willing to hand over her passport. You know what I'm saying? All of those things. You know what I'm saying? She's willing to do all of that. So, Advocate Kerry Phillips was representing Umam Nosiviwe Maphisa Nqakula, and then he went through the affidavit. I must say that to me, the advocate sounded well prepared. That's at least what I observed. He was well prepared, and that's something to congratulate him for. He came prepared. But nevertheless, there's something that I know that you need to be prepared for, and that is to do the following. If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, good people, because to subscribe it is free, to like the video it is free, to comment in the comment section below it is free of charge, to click the notification bell it is free of charge, to share this video it is free of charge, to watch this video until the end it is free of charge. Also, good people, come on, to watch the ads it's free of charge, and that's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Speaking about financially contribution to the channel, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also use the Super Thanks button. In case you don't want to do that, guys, there is a way where you can use my media company banking details to donate to the channel, and you know what I'm saying? We'll bring you more, and also guys want to buy more equipment. So the power is in your hands. Please do the honorable thing as we proceed. Okay, having done what you were asked to do, let's the lawyer is Advocate Graham Kerry Phillips. I speak relief to the released on bail. There is no threat against the administration of justice. In other words, Umam Nosiviwe Maphisa Nqakula will not gonna distract. I'm not a flight risk. I have too much to lose. I have state pension. I have tendered my cooperation to the NPA, SAPS. I voluntarily came to court today. I have no previous conviction. The state case is weak. Ushonje Umam Maphisa Nqakula. Take a look at what the lawyer said here.
Residence in property. I live at 8 Adolf Broad Street, Bruma, Johannesburg. The property is valued at approximately 7 million. It carries a bond of approximately 2 million. Family ties to the community and the Republic. I reside at the above mentioned address with my husband, Charles Nqakula. I also have 2 sons, Siksole Nqakula and Avangil Nqakula, and 4 grandchildren whose names I shall omit from this application, all of whom reside in Johannesburg and who I would not need by evading my trial. Employment. I am a major female parliamentarian presently holding tenure as the Speaker of the National Assembly and Parliament. My employment is the only source of income. When my employment comes to an end, I will go on pension. I need to break off immediately to Your Worship, and inform you of the following. At the date of deposition of this affidavit, I understand my instructions from my client that these submissions are correct. Subsequently, she has told me that she has or will be resigning. Further assets and liabilities. I will receive a state pension, which I cannot afford to lose, and would lose if I evade my trial. I am not a flight risk, as simply I have too much to lose. The state representatives have admitted that this is their view, as well by the admissions they have made recently in an application before the High Court in Pretoria, to the effect that I am not a flight risk, and they will not be opposing my bail. In the event that I wish to, which is denied. I maintain good relationships with people, and I bear no grudges against anyone, and not a violent person. My imprisonment will affect the well-being of my family. In circumstances where I'm detained for whatever reason, the reputational damage to myself and my family will never be repaired. There is no prospect on the facts that are known to me that if I were released on bail, that I would undermine or jeopardize the objectives of the proper functioning of the criminal justice system, including the bail system, even if I wanted to, which is denied. It cannot be shown that I have a disposition to commit crimes. My release on bail cannot, on the facts known to me, disturb the public order or undermine the public peace or security. I embrace the legal system and will comply with any bail conditions the Honourable Court might find fitting to impose. If there were a conviction, which prospect I deny, the sentence, if imposed, would more than likely be non-custodial. Any bail conditions that are imposed will be abided by me, since the material loss of my not doing so will be a price too high for me. I have no knowledge of any evidence which may exist with regard to these investigations which may assist the state's case. I, in any event, believe that any such evidence which may exist is in the possession of the police and safely secured. I have no access to any evidentiary material which may be presented at the trial by the state, which I may tamper, and undertake that I will cooperate with any issues the state representatives may require. I'm advised that an investigation pertaining to the alleged corruption usually involves the following statement. The statement from the complainant, in this instance the 204 witness, which has already been secured. Various formal statements, and a statement or statements from the investigation officer. A perusal of this list indicates that by now, in order to launch this charge in the first place, the state representatives must be of the view that they can show sufficient and admissible evidence to prove a reasonable prospect of a successful prosecution. They have admitted this fact in the recent High Court litigation. I do not admit that this is the true position, or that it will ever be the true position.
Now, okay, let's proceed a little bit further. I'm going to show you how the state responded, but let's get here. Nosiviwe Maphisa, legal representative. Now they then referred to articles that were published by News 24, Sunday Times, Sunday World, in relation to this case, arguing the fact that this case, right, look, some of the things that are the accounts comes from the media itself. So it was leaked to the media. That is some of the things that they argued there in court. But also, let me tell you, or let me give you a bit of a taste as to what the state said. Take a look at what take a look at this.
I believe that the state will agree fully once we have started the last contract.
Thank you. Your Worship, as I indicated in chambers, however, I wish to make the following remarks regarding specific paragraphs of the affidavit. Paragraphs 4.3 and 10.2, they relate to the submissions by the applicant that the state's case is weak. My remarks are that case law is clear. When you apply for bail, it is an undesirable strategy to attack the strength of the state's case, particularly when you have not had disclosure of the evidence. On what basis can you say in law and in fact that the state's case is weak when you do not have the evidence? So it's just an undesirable strategy. But because as an officer of the court, I am here to ensure that this court is persuaded to grant Mrs. Maphisa Ngakula bail, I am not going to make anything out of it. It's just a remark. For factual correctness, paragraph 15, it is now in the public domain. A statement is circulating in the public domain that the applicant has resigned as a speaker. I think when the affidavit was drafted, she had not resigned. Much has been made of media reports. I'm not going to deal with that again. It is not my place. Suffice that as a lawyer, I deal with facts and law, not media reports. That is all at the stage. I then move on to give reasons why the prosecution is not opposing bail. The applicant handed herself over to law enforcement through her attorney. It is interesting, Your Worship, the last point that is not part of the affidavit, I had it noted as part of the reasons why we are not opposing bail. So in essence, I am saying I have no objection to the address from the bar regarding this aspect. I've noted here that the other reason we are not opposing bail is the seniority in terms of age of the applicant. And it is a fact of life that as you grow older, you tend to have health issues. So we accept the issue of the hypertension and the medication alluded to. The address of the applicant was confirmed. As Your Worship is aware from the affidavit, a search and seizure was conducted at her residence on the 19th of March in the presence of her husband. So the address is verified.
Okay, now let's proceed. Umam Nosiviwe Maphisa Ngakula who face 12 counts of corruption, 1 count of money laundering. Right, it is alleged that she received a bribe of over 4.5 million. She also said that I have no wish to interfere with the state witnesses. This is a malicious prosecution based on weak evidence. I am not aware of the witnesses who will be called and I won't contact him or her. I have no intention to interfere with this evidence. I bear no grudges. My release on bail wouldn't do harm. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that she said in court. I hope you are learning something from there. Now, former Minister Charles Ngakula, the husband of Nosiviwe Maphisa Ngakula, was there. Former National Assembly Speaker Baleka Mbete were there as well, inside the Pretoria Magistrate Court to support Nosiviwe Maphisa Ngakula. I am not equipped with health perspective to deal with or in other words, I won't be able to deal with anything that is going to do with my health complications if I'm incarcerated. I embrace the legal system. I voluntarily make myself available for all the hearings. Now, it makes me wonder when they say this to say, if it was me, would they treat me the same thing now or not? I'm just asking myself that if it was me, whether you're gonna give me or afford me the same opportunity, I doubt, because you know what I'm saying. On what basis you say that the state case is weak? Oh my God. Yeah, but the advocate, we won't comment on the things that are coming from the media. Right. The state speaking about bail. The state says we are not opposing her getting bail. Reasons are she handed herself over. seniority in terms of age. She's elderly person, hypertension and medication. We are citing those health conditions. Her address was confirmed. We cannot say the application is not a flight risk. Well, look, what we can say is we have no intention to oppose the bail. Look, after that, after when that was said, the magistrate then came back and said, okay, let's give me a little bit of time. And then she was granted that time that she was looking for. Then she comes back and said, listen, and then she handed the judgment. If I get the judgment, I should insert the judgment here. Okay. After that, the judgment was that okay. She is released on bail. Nevertheless, then the argument became about whether or not the state says nope, she must pay a bail of 500,000, and the defense says nope, she must pay a bail of 50,000. There was that back and forth, 100,000, 50,000, 100,000, 50,000, 100,000, 50,000. But again, ultimately, the judge says, listen, I'm here to decide. She will be granted a 50,000 bail instead of this 100,000 blah, 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 blah thing. I'm just checking if I've left anything else. If I've left anything else, I'm going to put that video at the end of this video here. Now, that is what I have as far as Nosiviwe Maphisa. The long and short of it is that she handed herself over today. And this thing of saying everybody is equal before the court of law, it's a lie. Some other people are more equal than others. For instance, the police made sure that they made her aware that we are going to arrest her, and they gave her time. Hand yourself over, and she handed herself over in the morning. And then the very same time, she didn't stay even in the cells. She just got into that she just got there, and then she was then quickly processed to court. She did not spend the time in a cell. Quickly processed to the court, and from there she was waiting in court, and then the court started, and then she was brought in, sitting on that bench, and the next thing, they're discussing bail. 1-2-1-2, she's out on bail, gone back home. It's kind of like she had a visit. Her visit started at the police station. The visit then proceeded to High Court. From High Court, then she went back home. That's it. Nothing much, nothing less. But the question is, if you are going to argue to me that, if you are going to argue with me and say we are all equal before the law, I'm going to ask you a simple question. The things that were done to her, if it was you, do you think that police would have given you the same benefit of the doubt now? I want you to convince me that all of us, we are equal before the law. If it was you, do you think that the same thing that they did to her, it will happen to you? Will you guarantee and say, hi, what happened to Mam Nosiviwe Maphisa? It will happen to me. Will you confidently say that? If you want or if you can't, clearly we're not equal. Some people are more equal than others. That's the sad part of it, guys. Whether we like to accept that or you don't like to accept that, it's neither here or there. The fact is, other people are more equal than other people. That's just the bottom line. Another fact that you don't want to hear, but it's a fact. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she's out on bail. And the next thing that we know is that the fact that there's somebody that is going to be arrested and accused that the state is intending to have him added, him or her, on June 4th or the 14th of June, around there. That person is going to be brought before court. I'm interested to see if the same process will follow with the speaker. But I'm starting to believe that if you have position, then you're going to get treated differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will tell you, come to court. Remember the judgment, the first ruling or the first judgment on her when she interdicted her arrest. Remember what the judge said? The judge did say that, no, when you are receiving a lot of leniency, these people are more lenient to you The question is, if it was you, will they be so lenient the way they have been to Nosiviwe Maphisa Nqakula? Or because to Ngakzin, Bafetu, they've been lenient and they've been, you know what I'm saying? If it was you, remember that I raised this on the basis of equality. We are all equal before the law. Me, I'm arguing that we are not equal. That's just my little bit of understanding. We are not equal. Some are more equal than others. It's a fact. Yeah, let me leave it here, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. But until such a time, God people, please take care.
The court is satisfied, as I've stated, that the applicant is not a flight risk, that investigation has been done, and that further accused persons might be added to this matter. So the court is satisfied that the amount initially suggested of 50,000 rand is adequate in this matter. The following conditions is, however, imposed, and that is that the applicant must hand over her passport as requested by the state on or before Monday the 8th of April, on or before 1600 hours at the office of the investigating officer in this matter. And secondly, that the applicant does not have any contact directly or indirectly with any of the witnesses of the state. The matter is then postponed to the 4th of June. Back to this court, court 16. Ma'am, you are warned to be here at 8:30 on that day, should you pay your bail. I'm sure your attorney will explain to you, should anything happen and you cannot be here for any reason, contact your lawyers of record, make arrangements with them, because if we do not hear from you and we do not know where you are, the state can argue and request a warrant of arrest to be authorized and the bail forfeited to the state. Do you understand that, ma'am? Thank you. Court is adjourned. En I dan al, ek het nie 'n datum stem gelees nie. Ek gaan gou hier so. Ek kan daar dan toe hoor want ek kyk ek het gedrag maar. En alles is reg.